Welcome everybody. How's it going? Great to see you. This is Bobby F. Perrier here with Sally and Tadina. Sally, how you doing?
I'm doing great.
How
are you?
I'm actually doing pretty good. Feeling a little tired. It's been a crazy day. It's actually been a pretty crazy week. Actually, it's been a pretty amazing month. Not gonna lie, we got a lot done. A lot of stuff has been happening. Tony, what's going on, my brother? How you doing? Welcome. You guys, once a week, we come out and spend an hour with you guys. We're a little bit late today, and it's actually pretty cool because we're getting a lot of stuff done in our lives. We've decided and committed to growing ourselves and to becoming better individuals in every single way. And super proud of Sally for today. She held her very first interview, and I thought it went really well. I mean, all things considered, she found a pocket of power, and that was a really strong feeling for me. So, way to go! Congratulations on that. You're stepping outside of your comfort zone, and doing things. And it was funny because I was like, we were talking, and I'm like, we're like giving her some advice. I'm like, go live every day. Go live every day, and do a daily go live challenge for like 30 days. You'll get really good at this. So then she was like. And she accepted the challenge.
Because I don't like being told what to do.
That's why you're your daughter's mother. And so, but the reality is that that can challenge us sometimes. Like cutie, that can challenge us sometimes to actually find what do you talk about, and then even me, I'm like. Go lives every day. I speak all the time. I talk to people all the time. And
but that's how I can gain confidence, right? That's how I can always strengthen my confidence. Because if I say, okay, I really want to dance, or I really wish to dance, but some people say this, oh, I really want to dance, or I want to sing, I want to be an actor, I want to be an actress. Okay, then do that. Oh, I'll do it when I'm confident. No. It's the other way around. You gotta keep doing it, and then you'll get confident.
Yeah.
So.
And there's a couple ways to raise your confidence, but it was funny because I was like, don't just give the answer away. It's one of those realities where there's a challenge. Because for one, you don't know what to talk about. Two, it's kind of a difficult conversation to have, right? What do you talk to your audience about? Most people are caught under this conversation. It's like, I don't have value to give people. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, of course you do. You just don't, you just lose perspective. You don't see it from the outside. You don't see it from someone who's too afraid to start a business in the first place. Or they're just looking at Facebook and they're not even, open to trying it. Perhaps maybe you need to listen to some audios. Maybe you need to grow yourself, personally develop. I work with people to find the conversation that you're having in your head and to say it out loud for you. So there's a bunch of different things that you can do in order to find your confidence. Doesn't even mean you have to go live. Doesn't mean you have to build a brand the way that Sally is.
So I can just record it.
You could just record it. You could just write it out. You could just make a story. You could start a blog. You could do an audio only recording. There are so many different things that you could do to step outside of your comfort zone. And the reality about growing is that it happens outside of your comfort zone. It's not something that happens, with the thing that, you're so easily good at, no big deal, no worries. It's outside of that conversation. Hey, what's going on, guys? How you doing? What's your baby's name again? My little baby Robert? Little baby Robert?
What language is that?
My little sweetie. What language is that, Marlene? So yeah, guys, you're looking for confidence. You're looking to create some power for you. Sometimes, I'll give you guys an example. On a day like today, when I add up the total of today's day, it adds up to a 7.
Oh.
So a day like today, you may have find it extremely difficult to find your voice, because the 7 is more about the audience and the thinking and the feeling and the perceiving.
And spiritual, right?
Spiritual. Within you. It's not about the expression and the creativity and the let's get out there and say something. So you'll notice on a day like today, there's going to be more people watching my live. There's more people in the audience.
More people listening.
More people listening
Instead
of talking. Now, I like to consider myself a pretty spiritual kind of guy. Angelique killed it today.
Yeah.
What's up? Boom.
Hey.
Absolutely. You guys did a really great time. I like to consider myself a spiritual kind of guy. So when I can talk, especially on a day that's spiritual, I know that the stuff that I'm coming out with is of a deeper content. It's of a deeper value. See, even for me, my topic of conversation is always surrounded around numbers. So to know that I have a place where I can come into the conversation, it's something that I built. And before this, it was freestyling. I used to rap all the time. And before that, it was like dancing at family parties. I would always just want to express myself for others.
Well, it changes as you grow.
It really changes as you grow, and you get a chance to determine how much do you grow, how much do you go through your own growing curve. Like some of you guys, super number nuts. Okay, you guys are like numerology nuts with me. Like Margaret's being like, right on. That explains a lot, because once you realize it, you're like, huh. No wonder I've been sluggish with my communication today. And if you learn what these little finer nuances in, you gain confidence. You gain confidence to think, okay, maybe today might not be the day where I'm going to go and say something. And I was sitting there to myself, I'm like, oh, it's a 7-day. I just want to be quiet, right? Unlike my son over here. I just want to take a time out. I'm just going to be nice and chill. And then, Sally's like, fine, let's just go to sleep then. And I'm like, okay, you know what?
But we got to be congruent with what we say, right?
We
say,
congruent.
Every Tuesday, we got to do our webinar.
Yeah, exactly. So if you guys are out there in Australia and it's Wednesday morning and we're like super late.
He doesn't want to be.
What the heck is going on here? Is he teething?
Yeah.
Holy smokes, because he's drooling all over his shirt. We got him a sweet new little teeter. But yeah, he's drooling all over his shirt. Just dropped a stone. Where'd it go?
Oh no. At least it's not the big one.
Oh, of course not. I'm going to drop the big one.
No.
I'm going to drop the big one. I'm just holding on to my tiny little shaman stone right now. Oh. But you get a chance to choose, where does your confidence come from? And whether it's repetition, master of all skill, right? Or it's going to be, look at this little cutie. I can't even focus. You're so sweet.
Or it's going to be from your past experience of when you were more confident.
Well, that is a whole can of worms right there.
Technique that I use.
That's a can of worms right there. See, the thing is that, like, if you have a peak emotional experience, all right, if you don't know what that is, it's like a thing that happens that's like draws you to emotion.
This is an NLP thing.
This is a really big thing. Like Matthew Jang talks about this. In case any of you guys know who that guy is, he's one of our absolute leaders and mentors. A lot of people talk about this. What happens is that, like, if you associate a negative experience with communication, like let's say I spoke up once when I was in grade 2 and everybody laughs at me. I'm going to be like, oh, I'm not doing that again. That was embarrassing. Or, I'm speaking up in grade 1 and I get in trouble. That was an actual thing. I got in trouble and I spoke up. I wanted to be funny. And instead my teacher's like, go back to your desk. You can't sit with us at the circle. I'm like, I've been banished from the circle. I'm too young to have experienced rejection. And I basically got a chance to go and sit down. Now, of course, that wasn't going to hold me down. But I can imagine the types of people out there who would have that experience. And they would basically think, uh-oh, now I have a fear of speaking publicly because I don't want people to quietly judge me the way I quietly judge people.
Maybe you're meant to be quiet, like you inherited that.
You inherited the quietness? Well, maybe. I mean, for me...
We were just listening to this audio, and it's just so funny.
Oh, Wayne Dyer.
Just the way he tells the story.
If you guys are not Wayne Dyer fans, you guys are missing out. Yeah. I just introduced Sally to Wayne Dyer. It's amazing. It's such an unbelievable feeling. And it's unreal to know that. Angelique's saying, yes, I call those snapshot memories. Todd Campbell, that's awesome. You went to Awaken? Amazing. Yeah, absolutely.
But here's the tip, or should I give him?
Let's give him a tip.
Okay, here's a technique that I use, which I've learned from taking communication skills, and this is an NLP technique, and this is like if you want to be confident in whatever it is that you want to be confident in, whether it's speaking on stage or dancing, singing, you can get yourself into that that feeling of being confident. It's called the power box. So you go around it, walk around it, and keep saying the things that happened during that time in your life where you did something really, like something you've accomplished and you were really confident in it. Think of that moment when you felt really confident. You did something and you did it really well that you're so proud of. And so remember the details, remember the scent, the color of the things around you, the people around you who were there, and until you get to the feeling of the same feeling that you felt at that time. And then once you're in that feeling, you anchor it and you go in that power box and stand the way you would during that time, and then go ahead and do what you're about to do, and yeah, you'll get the same feeling.
It's crazy because a lot of people ask me this and they're like, oh, I mean, my friend was asking me this, is like, how do you find your why, your brand, your vision, your purpose? And it's funny because I'm thinking, well, what are you passionate about? Like, what would you talk about if you just suddenly be like, trust me, I know the way. And if you were the expert on that topic, what would you be confident in? That's more or less what your brand looks like. That's what where your confidence really stems from. You can take that same physiology, that same emotional peak experience, that same response, and attach it to a new experience. The challenge is that, and this is something that this is the reason why people are not successful in life. Okay, if you're just like straight up listening to nothing else, I'm going to tell you something right now. This is why people are successful in life. They're not willing to fail. And we're looking for the secret sauce, the winning ad, the right technique, and it's not just one. It's not just one winning ad. It's not just one technique. As powerful as what Sally's saying is, like, that's another really strong one. And some people are going to be like, never thought of that one before. Why don't I think of the time where I was super successful, or the time that I aced a test, or the time that, I kissed a girl for the first time, or, she kissed me back for the first time, or whatever it was, or my first date, whatever it is. Like, think back to a wonderful, positive experience. Go ahead and dig one up right now. Oh, I remember I was riding on my bike, and, I got the tassels in my bike handles, and, the little ring thing, and it was just me in the open street, and like, oh man, no care in the world, and I was free. And, like imagine that's a response for someone. Or maybe someone on their wedding night when they're looking at their beautiful bride, right? And they're just thinking like, my life is so amazing, right? And like, this is one of the most amazing experiences ever. Like, what did you feel on that? They've even done this. Like, I've seen videos where people like mess around and do stuff, and they like, interview couples who are breaking up, and they ask them to remember, the moment that they first met and this and that. And even Sally does that to me. Yeah. Whenever I'm like choked or unnerved, she's like, remember the first time we met? What was I wearing? Do you remember the first time we kissed? Where did you kiss me? And I'm like, I know, and if I don't remember, I'm like, I'm gonna get in trouble here. Now I got her mad. I'm like, remember the first time we met? Do you remember the first time you kissed me? Then you say, I don't. Was that? Yeah.
But don't act like that.
The thing is, guys, is that you have an array of places to stem from. You have an absolute power source to be able to. I choke up. I really do. I get upset. I get stuck in my spirituality, and I'm like disconnecting from myself. Oh my gosh, it gets to be oh my goodness, he's just throwing those around.
Are you talking about when you get frustrated?
When I get frustrated and I get choked up and I'm just like, I don't want to do this right now, and I'm fatigued. I'm a human being, and
that's an excuse.
Sally's like, you're using it as an excuse. Yeah. I'm like, no, human beings have to respect the law of rest. We're cyclical beings. We need sleep. We need to be able to have downtime. Some of us need to go and do things, especially. And I found how much more energy I had when I would work out first thing in the morning. I've been doing that for the last couple of weeks. And I found my vitality to be better with my diet. But those are things I wouldn't have done on my own. Those are things that I actually had to outsource and enlist to my friends to actually help me to get things done. And it's crazy because, the successful people, you got to be willing to fail. And if you're successful, you're like, yeah, no, I know what he's talking about.
Yeah, successful people are not scared of failure.
They're not scared of failure. And like, you shouldn't be. You really shouldn't be. What's the worst thing that could happen? Oh my God, you die. And you're going to anyway. So you may as well take some risks and enjoy. Because if you don't, you're going to be stuck at that woulda, coulda, the woulda, coulda islands. Woulda, coulda, shoulda, the woulda, coulda, shoulda islands. And then on its next door neighbor, the someday isles. Someday I'll do this. Someday I'll do that.
I will one day.
One day someday I'll go on vacation like I really want to. And today I was even looking at it. I was like, listening to a really powerful talk this morning. Filling my mind with content. This is what you got to do. And this is this difference between your wants and your dreams.
Desires and dreams.
Your desire, like we're talking about the stuff that you long for, that you don't have, and the really, really big idea about what could happen for you in your life. And most of our wants, so I just want to get through the rest of the day, where I just desire to end this week off nicely, and we got a small little dream, or small little desire, and then there's that big one that says right up there on the street, right where I'm going to build my new house. It's a dream to have a house of mine. And you can make those into stuff that's like, you know what, I'm going to do it no matter what. Or it could just be stuff that's like, it disempowers you. I have no confidence there. I don't know what to talk about. I don't know who I am. Or I don't know what my story is. Or I don't know where my path is. And a lot of people write this to me. If you book in with me on my page, there is a space in there that says, what's the purpose of our meeting? And for anyone who books around with us, I would say, thank you for writing a very long and detailed expression of how I can help you. When people write a one-word line there that says limiting beliefs, or it says help me with my goals, or I'm thinking, have you given really much thought to what it is you truly want? Oh, I want to be successful in business. What does that even mean? Successful in business is a means to an end.
It's different for everybody.
It's different to everyone. Is it a thrill of being successful and making a lot of money? Or is it being able to choose what you do with your time? So you got to kind of reframe this a little bit for yourself. Because if you look at it and be like, oh, it's about making money and I never make money because my family doesn't make money and, I'm not born into a rich family. No one's going to listen to me. I don't have a story. I don't know what to do. I was born with a really crazy story or anything. So you're selling yourself into the disempowering box.
You're talking yourself out of it and your mind will just, justify so that you will not do what you truly desire.
Right. And that can be the biggest killer of your time. That is one of the most, the hugest sucks of your energy. Now, I'll consider the other side where, you look back, I look back at my life so far and I'm like, hot wife, got a cute little kid. I got my job, my work I do, my business. I got all the kids I could ever need, and I've got the car I want, right? I'm living the life of my dreams. And then I look back and I'm like, I should have dreamed bigger. I really should have dreamed bigger on this. Because when you finally realize it, you look at it, you look back, you're like, is that all? Is that what I wanted? Is that what my happiness was all about? Was collecting all the toys and collecting all the people and collecting all the things in my life that I wanted. And I look back now and I'm thinking, oh, well, what do I want now? I want to write books. I want to do events. I want to impact more people. I want to become a strong brand. I want to become something that people know. A teacher. I want to teach our children. I want to mentor them. So you sometimes you can only see as far as you can see. And maybe that would have one day been a long distant dream to impact people. But I'm closely or step by step moving closer to it. And you know what step you have to make is not the one that you've always made. It's the one that you haven't made yet. Mm-hmm. It's the step that you haven't taken. It's the one that pushes you to the next level. How do you get to that next level? By doing the same thing you've always been doing?
Doing something different.
There's arguments out there. People can, some people say, oh, get back to basics. And I'm thinking, you know what? The best thing you'll ever invest in? Yourself.
You say that when we're dancing. You're like, we got to go back to basics.
Because that's what creates the confidence, is to know that you can run the drill, right? And to find a new level of, because I remember when we started getting really good, we started getting our basics down. Then we started adding new moves. And then what happens? I add the new move. I'm getting frustrated. I don't know how to do this. I can't do this anymore. Let's go back to basics. Because Sally's thinking, well, let's get our power box. Let's get our power box of dancing so that we know that these moves that we know very well are going to actually inspire us to think, hey, I know what I'm doing. Instead of that disempowering feeling like, I don't know what I'm doing. I've never been here before. I don't know these moves. How are you ever going to know something new if you don't do something new? And sometimes, you know, you have to find someone who's like, I know the way. This stuff I'm confident in. If I wasn't confident in it, would you be listening to me? Would you even care if I was just talking about stuff and I didn't have the dreams of my dreams in reality? It would be a different story. And so realistically, you got to look at yourself more like a farmer than a hunter. Some people out there trying to, like, you know, get the Moby Dick in life. They're trying to find the big whale. They're trying to find the big fish. And they're trying to go after that one sweet payoff, that one sweet payload, that lottery ticket mentality. Oh, I'm going to win. And then I'm looking at my life being like, why don't you just invest in yourself every day and eliminate the chance and just basically make it so that no matter what, you're going to win anyway? That's like a much better, you know, like investment, because there's no gamble. You're the strongest investment you'll ever make. You'll help people along the way. Even if you fail, you grow. You know, your story is inspiring to others. People need you in life. You got a mother, you have a father, you've got siblings, friends, family, people you work with, people you walk down the street with. Like, we don't live in isolation. And sometimes people do. And it's sad, because I'm like, come here and be my friend. Because I know what it's like to have the value of people around me. That's what I want to do. I want to be a light. I want to be a light so strong that other people find their light. And I'm just this candle who keeps on setting people on fire and helping them find the fire within themselves. That's like my biggest dream. Because on a selfish note, you know, one of my mentors taught me, Zig Ziglar, and Balaj, my mentor, wrote this out for me, like kind of like right in my face. You help enough people get what they want in their life, and you'll get what you want in your life. It's one of the most powerful laws of karma, that you treat the universe the way that you want to be treated. So I want to treat the universe as if I'm going to treat myself
and here's
like my success.
Teach others how you want to be treated.
Yeah, because usually what ends up happening is we treat others the way we want to be treated, but we don't treat ourselves the way that we want to be treated. You know? We don't actually give ourselves the benefit of how good we are. We're just giving it out to everyone else. The universe sees that. God sees that. How come this person's loving everyone else? Like, where's the missing piece? Why don't they give that to themselves? And I'll be fair with you guys. This is a constant conversation, a constant daily conversation that I'm having with my clients. There's this lack of self-love. There's the lack of self-assurance. There's the lack of self-accord. There's the reason why we don't have the communication. All these numbers are crunching up too many times. And because we don't have the technology, we're like kids with finger paints. And we're like, look, it's a human being. And nobody knows this stuff. They don't know the math and the graph and the algorithm of learning how to help someone get to where they need to be in terms of a name and a birthday. And it's funny because the royal family waits until the kids are born, before they pick a name, because they want to make sure the numerology is correct. Like, the top people know this. And there's a reason why they're in a state or a position they're at, because they don't take it to chance. They're not abstract pieces of, oh, my grandfather's name and my grandmother's name and, you know, all of them put together. And like, you know, I even did the same thing with my son. I gave him dad's name, granddad's name. And the reason why I did that is because it perfectly lined up. I got a chance to play best of both worlds, to have a wonderful name for my son. And at the same time, I was also able to, you know, honor my lineage and my past and my history of men that I admire, people that are like, you know, that are going to do, that have done something for me in my world. But it doesn't happen overnight. This is a long-term game. If anybody's in this business with us, if anybody's here with us and they're like following your dreams, and, you know, sometimes it gets hard and you're like, oh, I got to do this go live. I don't know if I can do it or not, or what am I supposed to talk about? Guys, then film a video, record something, write your story out, read a book, listen to an audio, go and rip someone else's content and like literally like take it and give credit where credit's due. Share it with your audience. Find new audience. Go and comment on things. There's so many things you can do to show the universe that you actually care about it by acting like a steward of the information or acting like a promoter. be a light worker, becoming someone who's going to promote this information. Oh man, this stuff goes on. But you have to create a culture around it, around you, so that you know that you're that one who's going to do it. And then it doesn't matter about what your story is or what your brand is or where you're going in life. What really matters is that you're actually living in fun, love, joy, purpose, that you love doing the things that you do. You know, you love going out there and actually being the thing that you are, whatever that is, even if it's a hot dog vendor, even if it's just like maybe
anything that gives you that sense of purpose.
That sense of purpose is huge. And if you're not in it, hey, you know what? You may as well be a vending machine. You may as well be a high-powered vending machine, just clicking buttons and pulling levers and hi there, how can I help you? Thank you. Oh, time for break. I remember that. I remember doing that and just being like, I don't care about you to the computer. And I'm like, oh, I took the headset off and I'm just like this. And I'm like, I got to do this for another 30-something, 40-something years. I'm like, oh, I need to get promoted. How do I get promoted? That was like my biggest deal, was like I had to increase my per hour value to the point where I'm like, I'm at the top now. I can't deal with the same audience anymore and still charge my rates. I'm expensive. I have to break free from that because my time and my value is still increasing. And here I am at another ceiling being like, I can't just keep raising my rates to $500-600 an hour and still talk to people who are brand new in business. Even though my results are starting to yield that, I'm growing. I'm growing now to find new audiences. I'm growing now to find a new pocket of the world that doesn't know who Bobby is, who doesn't know who Sally is. They don't know us yet. And I love you guys and appreciate you guys so much because we're doing this together. It's because of you guys that I'm actually getting to the place that I need to go. Isn't he so cute? He's just like, it's because of us. It's because of us. You're so cute.
Angelique says.
Oh my goodness, you're so cute.
Or Dustin says, on a 100-day go live challenge, it pushes accountability.
I did that. I did the 100-day go live challenge. It was funny because I was like, man, what am I going to do? Oh, I know. I'll do a 26-day alphabet where I do like A is for accountability, B is for business, right?
Oh, yeah, I remember you doing that.
And then I did like a 10-day series for different numbers, right? And like there was like a lot of that stuff because you feel like you run out of ideas to talk to. You think you don't know what you're going to do. I tell you something, like if you just connect to like what you need, what you are looking for, what's going on inside of you. It can be tough to find your story. I get it. So I know that some people out there are looking like, I don't know if I could do what Bobby does. Don't do what Bobby does then. Go and do what you do. Yeah. Like what lights you up? What absolutely would you do for money? What would you do that if you could do it for free? What are you so passionate about that you would give it away and you would do it for free? And that was a really big conversation I had with Grant Cardone. I wasn't talking to him, I was listening to him on audio. And I was like, you know something? Because he's saying this to you, he's like, I would rather work for free than not work at all. And I was just like, oh, mind blown to think that that's so true. So you never know what seeds you could be planting. Oh, you're so cute. Are you so cute? No, 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 no. You never know what seeds you're planting. You never know what direction this message is going to take. I never know where the winds of social media are going to take me.
And you don't have to know, like, what's going to happen next. You just need to know that next step, that shift. You don't have to, like, know everything.
Yeah, that's true.
Where you need to go.
So Dustin's on day 17. How are you feeling? How is it making you feel? I've this is my boy Dustin is going to be the bearded architect. Is that the one? Yeah, right. I think so. Or no, I think it was somebody else. But when you're like, let's say you're growing through this, right? And you're like, oh, I'm only on day 17. You find your groove. You start to show with value, but then it starts to be you start to have to become accountable, like you're saying. You have to start becoming accountable, like you're saying, to the growing curve, to know that you're like, okay, what am I going to talk about? Well, hey, there's a full-on shelf full of books behind Sally. Go pick one up. How about go pick up a YouTube and go motivation talk or talk on business, or pick up one of your favorite mentors and learn one of their really big things and their really big values that they're giving to the planet. You know, what can you glean from the giants? How can you stand on their shoulders and broadcast that to your message? People are going to look at you and be like, I don't get this on Netflix. This is social media. And you have a choice to show up on social media the way you want to. I'm paying to do this. I'm paying for my equipment. I pay for my internet bill. I pay for my clothes. I could just be sitting in there in the bush and not do anything and just be like, hunting squirrels, get a cat and just hunt little small feral animals and eat them, right? I could survive that way. But instead, what I want to do is I want to show people a collection of what we're creating. I want to show people the difference and the results and the day in and day in of what it's like to be an entrepreneur. I know that there's a message out there, and it's about your success. That's why we do what we do. That's why we do what we do. We mentor and we coach entrepreneurs so that they can find success in their life. Why would you do that, Bobby? So that I can have success in my life as an entrepreneur. That's exactly why I'm doing it. So that we can help other people. It's not fun when you just do it by yourself, or when you have to run away with your money, or you're feeling like you're ripping people off and you're like, how do you even sleep at night? You're like, I don't know, I just do a lot of drugs and I just kind of quiet myself down. And like that feeling is there in some people, and they can't. I remember when I was a kid and I used to do a lot of drugs, the drug dealers had to hide. And I'm like, this is a pretty crappy life. Like, how do you live your life to think that you're going to be running from the law? You can't even buy a house. You got all this money, and you're looking over your shoulder. That must be a constant level of anxiety. And then there's other people, like I'm thinking myself, I'm a hope dealer, like absolutely giving people value inside of themselves, painting the mural inside of your body so that you can see it. Like, to think that for me, that's fulfillment.
It's the feeling that matters, the feeling behind it, the feeling of accomplishment, fulfillment, because that's really what we're all about. We're all about, like, what is the feeling that you're gonna get from these things that you desire. And
we break it back down because people are like, oh, okay, what's the pitch here? And you're gonna sell something. You have a choice to sell anything you want. You have a choice to sell anything you want in life. You can go get a job. You can specialize in education, become an entrepreneur, network marketing, digital, online, affiliate this, Amazon stuff. You can sell your ideas even. You can sell your time. You can do whatever you want to do with your time. What I'm looking for are the people that want to start fires, the people who want to light up other people.
Open-minded.
I believe we've got a duty. I believe that we have a moral responsibility and obligation. You're so cute.
Speaking of responsibility, it's the ability to respond.
I believe that we have a responsibility. I'm entrusted with the now. I know that when I go, this world will be a better place because of the path that I walked. I will have created millions and millions of dollars for people. Like, we will have inspired this magnetism, because right now people are, money doesn't grow on trees. I'm like, no, it doesn't. It's getting stored in computers. It's not even real. It's a representation of value, and they just keep making more of it. It barely came from trees, but like for a fraction in the human history of wealth, did money actually grow on trees as fiber and paper? But the reality is, guys, is that you get a chance to do that, and you could just be selling out. And I get it. Life's tough. You're gonna die. We lose family. We got trauma. We got reasons why we can't do stuff. And I get it. So sometimes we just want to sell out. We're like, you know what? I'm just gonna make a solid couple grand. Go work a job, in and out, enjoy my time, and that's it. I've done my debt to society. No, you're just wasting space. You're the energy you're the energy frequency that the universe, that like the bad people out there want, as opposed to the guys who are out there starting fires. My flame doesn't dull when I light your candle. My fire is still going. Think about that for a minute. My download is still my value. You just get value based on that as well. So we duplicate, we multiply. We're otherwise it's, hi there, how can I help you? Great, okay, thank you, bye, thank you, come again. And you're basically done. And then you're cycling through other people's demands and their perceived value, their $1,500, $1,200 phones. Like you have to understand this. Like the work that I'll do, it's going to help a family create wealth for families. The work that she does is going to help someone get past their limiting beliefs or work so like nicely on their mindset to gain confidence inside of their world.
Be able to communicate effectively.
That's it's a very spiritually, I don't, it's tough to quantify that because of how infinite that could be. You don't know what you're saving someone from. So when you feel like giving up, think of it this way. You know, your ego is standing in the way of your success. Let's just be fair there, okay? The need to be liked, the need to be accepted, the fear of ridicule is standing in front of you and preventing you from being of service to the universe and of value. We have a responsibility, guys, that information has never come faster. The power to create wealth has never been easier. And yet people are struggling, being like, I need to find more work. They shut down the camp, or they let go of a bunch of people. And this feeling is like, I don't know what I'm going to do. And I'm like, well, why don't you go out there and start a lemonade stand?
We'll change the attitude first.
And I mean, like that for me is thinking like you could do anything, but you have to recognize that first one. There's a reason why attitude starts with A at the beginning of the business alphabet. It's that change and that belief that you have that anything is possible. You don't know what's going to happen next. You don't know when your time is done. You don't know this stuff. All you know and all you have control over is what you do in your now moment, your now present moment. So take a really strong deep breath on this. Whether you're watching this live or you're watching the replay or the recording, be as excited as this little guy. This is like a daddy and son duo here. You're
Feel like
so
a kid
cute.
again.
Feel like a kid again.
Yeah.
You know, even if it means you have to connect with your children, or you have to remember and put yourself in the power box of being a kid. Remember how freeing that was?
Yeah.
When you got off at school and it was like 3 o'clock and 3:15, and you're like, you got home and you just ran outside and there was like a forest behind you and you got a chance to explore stuff. Like imagine, remember, and you'd be like, oh, let's go play. Or back in my age when it was like 1995, we'd go over to Richard's house and play NBA Jam on Super Nintendo. And I sucked. And I sucked so bad. He would just whip me every time. And I just wanted to have fun and be there with him. Like, remember those points in your life before life got too hard, before the age of ridicule came in, and you were just an innocent, like, nerd. And you were like this geeky kid with glasses or braces. And, like, that's all there was. There is a point of like, origin for where your success and your power, your confidence can grow from. And as it gets expanding, it's going to pass your level of comfort. It's going to pass your level of control and confidence. It's going to grow past it. Or you can just tighten it up and be like, no, I'm confident where I am. I am I'm just a human being. You know, I'm going to use that as my excuse. And bad example because I use that as my excuse all the time. But the reality is that you can choose. Do you want to live outside of your box, or do you want to reinforce it like nails in a coffin? To say, well, I'm going to die anyway, so I may as well just put on my box.
So you have a choice. Do you want to be part of the problem in this world, or do you want to be part of the solution?
Absolutely. Your ultimate solution. But
yeah.
the reality here, guys, is that I was super inspired to like speak on this whole topic about what do you even talk about? Like, what do you even do? Like, what can you do if you're trying to be in business and you're trying to stand out? You know, I would start with your list of passions.
Yeah.
I would really start with what turns you on, what absolutely lights you up, what makes you feel, ooh, I know this one. Yes, let me explain this one to you.
Because if you love what you're saying, what you're talking about, you just won't stop talking about it.
Guilty.
You have a lot of things to talk about. Yeah.
Absolutely. And I also had another thing to talk about. I wanted to make sure that people sort of understood this. It's my birthday in 3 days. What day is it today? It's the 25th?
25th.
On the 28th of June, I celebrate my birthday.
Aww.
My birthday. Yay! Yay! Yay!
And yeah, surprise.
You can't say surprise because that means that there's some sort of a surprise coming. And you know, I already have my birthday gift.
Yeah.
It's this bad baby here, this like sweet spaceship rock. Oh. Yum 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 yum. What? You love everybody? Thank you for loving every.
I can hold it. I can touch it.
No,
You
can.
let other people touch it.
Just
Okay,
kidding. Okay, baby.
Wow. You feel
My
that?
my birthday gift, a wonderful addition to my circle. But absolutely, guys, what I really want to say here is that you have like a choice to grow or die, and it's nice to look at this when you're at the moment of your birthday, because hey, I whipped around the sun one more time. I made another lap. I made another lap around the sun, and it gives me a sense of reflection, because I remember there was a time in my life where I was sitting in my room and I was not celebrating a birthday, and I told people that I had plans. I told other people that I had other plans. I told other people that I had other plans, because I didn't feel like celebrating. I didn't feel like I had anything worth celebrating. I was like I was 30 or 31, living at home, in debt, can't hold a job, and I'm like, I don't even want to be with me. I don't even want to be here. And I was so disconnected from myself. And then you have to look back at this now, and I'm like, oh, so silly. So silly.
Now it's silly.
Well, now it's silly, because I look back and I'm like, oh man, that's so much success. And like so many people would just be so blessed to be in my place, right? And like they would just I should be so lucky, thanking my stars that I didn't off myself, or I didn't do something really silly or really dumb, even though I've done dumb and silly stuff. But like coming full term, another year in, it really gives you a solid sense of reflection, perspective, to think, man, we did it. I did it again. Another year comes to fruition. A new me, a new layer to my tree, a new ring around, a new level. And you get a chance to choose this moment of renewal at peak emotional experience, birthday, every single breath. Take that for instance. Every time you breathe, every time you take a new breath of air, every single time you take another breath of air, life chooses you. The now chooses you. The future just chose you. You have another shot. You have another moment to change your energy, to change your mood, to upgrade it, to grow, to fill your time. Another precious moment has just been given to you. And you get a chance to be like, oh my God, it's my birthday, I'm alive.
Yeah.
And it's nice to do this on New Year's. It's nice to do this on the holiday season.
Why not do it every day?
Why not do it every single moment? It's nice to do it in the morning. My calendar says, first thing in the morning, gratitude.
Or whenever you think of it on a daily basis.
I would like to think that the more you put gratitude into your life, the more powerful it's going to be for you.
It just changes your perspective.
Dustin, get a session with me one-on-one. What are you waiting for, brother? What are you waiting for, man? That name looks sexy, dude. It's like, man, that's a really powerful looking name you got going on, dude.
No.
Don't wait. Don't tell me you can't afford it. You could be gone tomorrow. Let's make your success happen right now. Like, not right now, but like, sometime actually. Unfortunately, I'm kind of tied up until next week.
Magic, yes.
But the reality is that what are you waiting for? You're like, oh, I can't afford it right now. I'm saving up the dollars. Pay me later, dude. Let's go and let's hook up.
You can't give him any excuses.
I'm booking for I think the first week in July, like the 2nd or the 3rd right now. But dude, just message me. I was looking. You invite. It's funny. This guy shows up on my page. I think I would like to share this story.
Haven't you had a session yet?
Not yet.
Oh, why does he have X?
Because he's X-Man. Somewhere in my my notifications, it said that you asked me to like your page, and I'm like, oh hey, I'm gonna like your page. And then I got distracted, and I'm like, Dustin, I gotta like this guy. And I felt like I knew him. I felt like I was like, oh, is he a client of mine? Have I done a session yet? So, no, have I done your session yet? I'm like, no. I was like, no, but I know you were there. You absolutely, you were part of the group and stuff. But I was already trying to remember something that hasn't happened yet. And if you've ever done that whole deja vu stuff, like it's pretty crazy to
Because
think.
usually when you see the name with an initial,
With an initial, you usually immediately think that I've had a
with them.
session with them, right?
Mhm.
But sometimes on webinars, I hook people up, or we just go one at a time, and I just basically
Or
run
maybe you have
a quick
you
number in
just
there.
even- yeah, quick number.
But the reality is that like you've been in my awareness, and here you are showing up. So it's nice to think that like like we're connecting a force here. And I'll be fair, the Allied Forces, you guys are unreal. There's something different with you guys. Like absolutely, you got to get with this team. They absolutely know what they're talking about, and it's an unbelievable way to really show up. Because I'm like, you guys are all spiritual. It's crazy. I've never had so many male clients in my life.
Yeah,
Like I was asking for that. That's basically what I was asking for. I'm like, why is my clientele 95% women? Like, what the hell's going on? Where are all my dudes at?
You're gonna start getting.
Yeah, where are all my bros at? Where are all my men? Where are my real boys?
Because you're working on
And then we next thing you know, Kevin's like, yo, bro, and he's like, muscles on muscles. His muscles have muscles. And then he's like, we're gonna do this. And I'm like, put me in there. And next thing you know, I'm making amazing relationships and connections with my dudes out there in entrepreneurism that are absolutely spiritually inclined. And I'm like, this is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. This is the big win for me. Because in my opinion, in my limiting belief, women are somewhat spiritual. They're connected to their emotions. They're not afraid to hire her for help. There's a joke out there that the men won't ask for directions. They won't stop. They'll wander aimlessly. Where the women are like,
men are emotional. They just don't want to admit it.
Of course, I'll admit it. I'm emotional. I mean, but the reality is that
strength when you do.
As opposed to men or people who think that a show of an emotion is a sign of weakness.
No, it's not. It's the other way around.
There's debates that go back and forward. I think you should maintain a really solid balance of being a really powerful person in your gender and also becoming very relatable to the other gender. So if you can combine both of those, I believe you're unstoppable.
Okay, let's get more men.
Like the strength of a man with the soft and the gentleness of a female.
Maybe you should give a discount for men.
I've been doing men's groups. Absolutely, guys. Like you need to get in with me. It's going to be a wonderful conversation. We help you move things, and the world's on your shoulders. It's back to that same responsibility that we have. We need to make the world a better place. We need to make the world a better place. That's why I became an entrepreneur.
Yin yang.
I honestly, when I was a kid, I'm like, I'm going to do social work. I'm going to go help people from the bottom up. And then I recognized that was going to drain me and it was going to hurt me. And I was scared. And I'm like, what happens if I deal with a kid who's got abusive parents and they're on drugs and now he's into drugs and I can't save him. And then I'm going to take that home with me. And I basically played out this scenario. I'm like, man, my life would be hell. I future-paced myself in a career that scared the hell out of me. And I'm like, let's do business instead. Because then what happens if I meet someone who's, ready to go somewhere in their life and, they want to do something powerful for themselves in business and this is where it starts to show up for them. I would rather deal with someone who's like, I'm not taking no for an answer. I'm going to make success happen in my life. I've decided and committed that despite all of the crap and trauma I've been through, that I'm still going to succeed. That's probably more.
That's how you should future pace.
That's really, because that was my deal. And I know that I wanted to help people do that. So, and you get a chance to make that decision for yourself. When are you going to choose life? When are you going to choose to be uncomfortable? When are you going to choose to grow? Where is that going to be? Is it going to be a Go Live challenge? Maybe it's a simple reading 10 pages a day challenge. Maybe it's waking up on time challenge. Maybe it's drinking water instead of drinking pop challenge. Perhaps maybe it's calling your mom or talking to your family every day challenge. What challenge can you do that will make you feel uncomfortable that's going to be in the spirit of your growth?
I know.
I mean, what?
Changing your attitude challenge. How about that?
How about that one? Yeah, that's a good one.
That's a challenge, right? For most people. And
absolutely.
Then instead of saying what if I fail, why can't we turn that around and say what if I succeed? And what if this is something that's going to change my life forever?
Mm-hmm.
Right? I always use the negative.
I've studied. In the passings of studies that I've seen about when people get interviewed at the end of their life, It's not about the shots that they took. It's about the ones that they missed. They wish they did more. They wish they screwed up more or took more chances. Because at the end of it, you're like, damn it, here I am at the end, and I feel like I had more life to live. I want to be like, peace out, I'm out, boom, what's up, God? And like, that's basically how I'm going to go. Like, those would be my famous last words. Peace out, what's up, God? Boom. I'm ready.
Really?
And they're like, dude, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm ready to die. And they're like, just stop saying that. Stop say that.
You're not ready.
I am.
No.
Oh, I am. I know.
You still have people to help.
I know I have people to help, but I live my life with my mortality in my face.
But I know what you mean.
It no longer holds a fear over me. Other things may do. I still have a fear of rejection. But to think that I don't have a fear of death anymore, I'm like, well, everybody's got to be,
Once you know what death really means, then you start not having that fear. The only thing that you should be scared of is fear itself.
Fear!
I'm
It's true. And, it's unfortunate because, people don't want to be uncomfortable. We don't want to be embarrassed. It's okay. I don't like being embarrassed either. I've got a very, very proud ego. If I'm not feeling good, I don't want to go live. If I'm not in a good place, I'm done with people. I can't, and I need to take time for myself. I think a powerful point, and I'm pointing at you right now, powerful point is to recognize when you need to cut the cord, when you need to pull the chute, when you need to take off or pull onto the side of the road. When do you, if you don't, the tire's going to blow up. You're like, my mindset's bad. I know I need to take a break on my mindset. Suddenly you're unconscious and something breaks. Or you're unconscious, you get into an accident, or something how you made a mistake, or you made a big error in judgment, and you didn't go and maintain the air pressure in your car. Your wheel blows up. This feeling is going to absolutely challenge you, and we could be la 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 all our lives until we've banged ourselves into a wall, pretending like we're moving, but I'm not gonna pay attention to the fact that it hurts, that I'm stuck, and I'm just gonna make sure that everyone looks like I'm happy to everyone. You're only kidding yourself. And a lot of people do that. And so when other people are hiding it for themselves, we all hide effectively. We all, under our social media.
The more you resist.
The more you resist it, it persists inside of your life.
So you have to accept it first and then.
That's one of the really big reasons why I'm not afraid to talk about stupid things and bad things. I'm I air it out. Let it out. Air out your dirty laundry. Social media. It's entertaining. Everyone's going to love it. It's fine. Nobody cares anyway. Might as well just say it. Might as well just do what you got to do. It's going to make you more real. Instead of finding that winning ad, why don't you just be you? Why don't you just share what makes you laugh and what makes you enjoy? What makes you feel a human being?
They care so much about what other people think or their opinions. I mean,
it's my life path to care about what people think of me.
Their opinions are just that.
Yeah, that's a Wayne Dyer. Yes, I keep on saying Wayne Dwyer.
And I would say Dr. Dwayne.
Because she's like, oh, do you remember, we should listen to Dr. Dwayne. I'm like, it's Dr. Wayne Dyer, okay? But yeah, look at that. Dustin's saying the people that don't care aren't looking. It's true. And then he made another comment here. Get comfortable with being uncomfortable. Honestly, I think that was one of the biggest breakthroughs I've had in the last few weeks. A friend of ours came, from down south, and he basically has the opportunity to live with us, and we have the opportunity to experience his love and joy in our lives. And he's my personal chef, my personal coach. He's gonna be my life coach. This person helping me in the gym, my boy Jamie. And
shout out to Jamie.
Shout out to Jamie. What's up, Jamie?
You're watching.
So the thing is that he inspired in me because I was like, I want to get fit for my wedding. I put on my tux and I'm like, this is depressing. I'm depressed. I put my tux on. I'm getting married, and I didn't look the way I wanted to look in it. And I'm like, oh. So we made a deal. You're gonna come and help us, and help me get better. I've got a gym membership. I've been working out. I've been exercising, and taking my health seriously. And I'm cutting in. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling like my body looks good. I'm actually admiring myself and admiring my results. And it's a wonderful feeling because it's first thing in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning, which is why I was hesitant to do this go live, because I'm like, it's 23 minutes past my bedtime.
Yeah.
But if you and I train this to people, I tell this to people. So if you want some like advice that people pay for, listen up. This is it. This is it right here. This is the advice that people pay me to tell them.
What's that?
If like, and this is a constant battle. There's two sides to you, okay? And I don't know what two sides of them are. Sometimes it's logical versus emotional, or spiritual versus logical, or whatever happens. There's always two sides. There's always we're a dual, and sometimes there's like 6 sides, and I'm like, that must be
multiple personality.
Multiple personality.
And we do. We have that.
If I train, if I invest in my body, if I do the hard thing, if I take time to crunch out the workout, sweat, hurt, and push myself through a physical exertion first thing in the morning, my whole day is set up with a plethora of energy that was once not available to me. And it's unreal because I'm up earlier. I have to sleep more tidy. I have to absolutely clean up that habit, clean up my eating habits. And it's hard because I like greasy foods. I like sleeping in. This feeling, it's like, shit, I got to do this now. And so investing in myself on a physical level has also raised the other part of my soul that needed help. My success, my mindset, my energy, my spirituality, the part of me that's like, if you don't take care of your machine, you're not going to be well oiled. You're not going to be running at top shape or top capacity and top form. So it was a really big, and I remember this back to Richard Branson, another conversation I had, no big deal. And Richard Branson says to me, he says, you got to invest in your health. You got to work every single day on your health. You got to take your health seriously and work out. I'm paraphrasing him. He didn't actually say it to me. He said it somewhere. But the reality is that this is one of the most richest and most valuable minds in all of the planet. And his top advice is to say, if you want a successful business, have a successful relationship with your health. Because if you're working your body, your mind will work easier. Your body needs to pump, and your brain is consumed with trying to control your body. So if you have the mind over body, and you can absolutely say, I'm going to push through this. I'm going to push through this no matter how uncomfortable it gets. That's why I love athletic people with a performance capability, athletes, professionals, is because they spend time getting good at something in order to show up as a result for others. For me, that's a really big indicator of success. And another buddy of mine, Reggie, actually said this to people. He's like, when you see someone who's cut and you see someone who's like physically fit, it's a symbol of their discipline. It's a visible caretaker, like a visible marker that this person's a good caretaker of their body.
Are you sure it's not just the genes?
I look good in my jeans. I don't know what you're talking about. But of course, genes are going to play a factor. Of course, if you're born into a family of athletes, you're probably going to get some of that rubbed off on you. Or if you're born in a family of where you don't move around too much, then it's probably going to inherit that as well. Birds of a feather flock together, right? But the reality is that I don't want to be that. I don't want to let my emotions get the best of me and turn me so soft that I feel embarrassed every time I see the Gaz video with me in Toronto without a shirt on. And I'm like, I'm just sitting there being all fat, like just dancing. And I'm like, God.
It's just your feeling.
Okay? It is. And that's that thing that we have inside of ourselves, that I'm not good enough. I'm not this enough. I'm not that enough. And I'm like, you know what? Screw it. I don't care. I'm not enough. Who cares? I'm not enough. Yeah. So what? There's all these people, these bikini babes, and they're muscle dudes, and all this is like, I don't care. I'm going to be me. I'm going to do me. Because if I don't do me, ain't nobody else going to do me properly. I absolutely have to make sure that I'm showing up for me. And at the same time, I looked at my son. He's a chubby little boy. And I'm like, you don't need a six-pack to find the woman of your dreams.
So he doesn't care.
Boom. It just hit me. And I'm like, you don't need a six-pack in order to find the woman of your dreams and be successfully wealthy.
Because after you find the woman of your dreams,
you can get your six-pack back. You can hire that out. This is no big deal. And then Jamie's like, I'll be like 6 months. I'm like, and it's like the sound they make after I'm like, na, like at the gym. I'm like, ouch. And it does. It hurts. because that's the price you pay. You pay it now or you pay it later. Yeah, and I was telling Sally, well, if I pay it now, I'll pay it later. I might as well just pay it later and enjoy it right now. But the reality is, guys, is that if you don't take yourself seriously, how the hell you expect a client to? How the heck do you expect business people to, or whatever? I don't know. So I want to throw down an offer. I'm going to throw down an offer to anyone who wants to book in their site. Okay, my thing here. It's only going to be for you guys. Okay, so I'm not going to advertise this, but if you put in the keyword, let's see, what should we make a really solid keyword? I'm gonna give you a 2-for-1. Okay. No, it's got to be something bigger than that. It's got to be something cooler.
Okay.
So we're gonna look at this and be like, let's see. I'm in, like, if you put there, I'm investing in myself.
That's a lot of words.
Okay, and you write that inside of the site, I will give you a 2-for-1. Okay, so you could pay it forward and tell people, hey, watch Bobby's Go Live, the one he just did, and he put a weird little offer right at the end. So if you watch it all the way too, or
so they have to watch it
they could, you can skip to the past, you can skip to the end. But if you go in there and you say, I'm investing in myself, I'm gonna invest in you too, and I'm gonna help you get to the new. You deserve a birthday, like right now, absolutely. So if you want to do that, you go to that site and you basically say, I'm investing in myself. I will give you a 2-for-1 because I want you to know that this is what I do. I literally give my time on a Tuesday night when I could be sleeping, should be sleeping. I'm like, how can you sleep when your dreams keep you awake? How could you possibly go to sleep when your visions are more powerful than your dreams? Yeah, and it's like, man, and you know what I do? And I guess when I sleep in, I have bad dreams. I get punished. And my spirit's like, why'd you sleep in, bro? Boom. Here's a negative dream of you wasting your time. Like, I had a dream where I had to go get my dad a gift for his birthday, and I spent like an hour and a half in the mall looking for a stupid gift, and I was like stressed in this dream, and I woke up, I'm like, serves me right. I just wasted like how many minutes? I could have gone up and done something productive. Instead, I had a really lazy ass dream where I was just running around getting nothing done. And just like, and like really distracting myself. Like, that's what happens in my dreams when I don't follow my vision, my passion, or my purpose. I'm tired. I want to sleep a little bit more. I get exhausted in the middle of the day. I get it. I was exhausted tonight. I'm like, I can't do this. And then I was just sitting there, I was thinking, and I'm like getting these downloads. I'm like, talk about your birthday. You help people out. Go and share the good word. And then I'm like, all right, Sally, let's go. Come on. She's like, what's your topic? I'm like, don't worry about it. Forget what the topic is. Just go out there and let's just go and talk to people. So I encourage you, whether it's me you're having the conversation with or the real gut check conversation you need to have with yourself, wherever it is in your life, have it. Whatever you're good at, do that. You'll get better at more things. Maybe you like reading, read some more books. Maybe you like going live, do some more go lives. Maybe you like writing stories, do that too. Maybe whatever you're going to do that shows other people that you're walking in your purpose and your passion, just do me a favor. Don't put a post out there that says, oh my God, buy my water machine. Or, oh my God, join my business. People don't join businesses. They join people. They want to join you. And what you stand for is what people are going to put on their banner. They're not going to put a water drop on their banner. They're not going to put a $sign on their banner. They're going to put a heart, or they're going to put a Batman symbol. No big deal.
Wow, look, Angelique said.
Yeah, I tried to get rest today too. Didn't happen. Then I got to do my first distance Reiki session. Wow, congrats. That's a really powerful feeling. It's like transcending space and time. To be able to go and heal someone from a distant location is a wonderful feeling. Yeah. I like to think that's what I do inside of conversations. I'm the solution artist for a reason, but I appreciate you guys so much for watching us. This has been an incredible journey. Like, just to think where we've come and where we're going next. Stay tuned. Keep up with us. I dare you. Go back to 2017, 2016, 2015. Take a look and see what Bobby was talking about back then. Take a look and see how much I've grown. Sometimes I see my memories from Facebook and I'm like, delete that. No, I don't want anyone to see that.
It shows your progress. It shows your baby steps.
Yeah, it really does. And sometimes I'm like, ain't nobody got to see that baby step. Let's just get out of there. But you're only racing against yourself. You're not racing against me. You're not racing against the tops
and like
of the
Dustin
race.
Said, you're in control somewhere around there.
He said something like that?
Yeah, you are in control of
You control your own destiny. You really do.
So there's only one boss.
I'm watching out for Dustin, Lamphere, and Waldner. You guys are something else. But usually most of your guys are in the team. So it's wonderful to see so many crushers. Man, you guys are gonna be super wildly successful. There's an authenticity to this. I promise you, it's just unbelievable to think that feeling is there. So thanks for watching us, guys. We do this once a week, twice a week, where we come out, we share experience, we share wisdom, we help you go through the things you're going through. You're not alone. You're not going through this by yourself. You have support here. Even if it just means that you're going to spend an hour with us getting a little bit of motivation, I hope that's enough to actually go back out there and be like, you know what? I do want to do something good for myself in the world or someone else or something. I am going to go and just you know what you should do? If you don't have anything to say, go through Facebook and on every single thing, like, comment, or share. Depending if you just want to give some love, like, or you want to say something, comment, or you want to share. Okay? Go and do that for 15, 20 minutes. Go boost your algorithm. Free advertising. Go show Facebook that you're a pulse and that you're tapping and pulsing away on things and you're actually helping people get more acknowledgement, recognition for their narcissistic attitudes that we just want to watch ourselves. And that's what social media is. It's the ability for us to be like, I'm in control. I'm the brand.
Myself.
You don't question yourself?
No, I don't like watching myself.
I love watching myself.
I go live and it's like, I'm not going to watch it.
I usually don't watch myself again, but sometimes I catch a glimpse. I'm like, damn, Bobby, that was pretty good. I wasn't bad. That was a pretty good one. And then sometimes I feel like my humor, only I get it, and nobody else gets it. I'm like, oh, man. But, yeah, guys, I appreciate this. I appreciate you guys. Definitely says definitely enjoy every single one of your go lives. I appreciate you, brother. Let's absolutely set something in the books. Just message me and let me know you're ready to go. Or, hey, I'm investing myself and just get a 2-for-1. But I'm not going to share that with anyone else. So you guys can share the video. Help someone. Does someone need to know? Do you want to tag someone in this?
Do you know anyone?
Do you know anybody who might be, I don't know,
for,
help?
Maybe somebody who's still working a job and they're not finding their sense of purpose doing it. Share it with somebody.
You never know who you're going to help.
Yeah.
You never know who's out there praying that someone like you is going to show up in their life and actually help them, give them value. I like to think that this is exactly what we're doing here. Oh, you're so cute. Daddy, love you. And, yeah, you guys have to watch my son grow. He's getting big. But so are these.
He's growing. We're all growing.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, right here.
I appreciate you guys. It's bedtime for us. Massive appreciation to everybody who watched, everyone who's there with us. Share the video. Share it with a friend. Let people know that I put an offer in there.
Thank you, Dustin.
And absolutely, we'll catch you guys on the next one. This little guy wants to get his late night milk.
Much love and
much love. Say bye. He actually made it through the whole thing.
Oh yeah.
He's sleepy now. All right, team, fam. We'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Birdman out. Have a great night wherever you are, and a great day. And I wish you guys a mountain of success. It's an honor and a privilege to serve you guys in business and in life. I'll talk to you guys soon.